Hi, well, welcome to another video, and as promised I'm doing a video on buying a used Tourer. So let's see what there is. When it comes to buying a used Tourer, basically you've got to find out really what you want. Now, if you want fixed bed or you're a family, you want bunks, because also then you've got to find out, can your car tow what it can tow, and also your budget. So once you've got those sort of decided, then it narrows down your search, because there's nothing worse than people looking at vans that really A, they can't tow, and B, they can't afford, because they get very distracted from what they're actually going to look at in the first place. So I'm going to look at a used Bailey Unicorn Seville 2011. It's just short of 10 grand, and I'm going to use that as an example on buying a used Tourer. Why not? Right, okay, so you've got 10 grand as your main budget. It's also, the fact is, if you're just a couple, a 2-berth end washroom, and you're not bothered about a fixed bed, is going to be sort of like the ideal. So what would you look for? Well, for 10 grand, you've got to remember that the van's not going to be absolutely perfect. It's obviously had many years of wear and tear, but it depends how that's been used, that van, whether it's been used and abused or just been used very, very carefully. Looking at most Tourers at this age, you know, things like the decals and stuff like that can start to come away. It depends how, again, they've been looked after, and also where they've been kept too. On the front here, well, I mean, Bailey put these plastic things on here to help stop putting stone chips on the aluminium, and of course over in time these do fade. Plus as well, they did have a problem with these LED grab handles, them not working, and also, you're not careful, water can enter through at the back there apparently. The idea when you're buying a van, I mean, we're not going to scrutinise just because it's a Bailey, but what I'm going to say is look around the van, look at the tyres. As a dealer, you have got a lot more backup, and then you have, obviously, if you've got private. The dealer will check that this Caravan's not been stolen. The dealer will also check that the Caravan's safe when it comes to pick it up, and also the dealer will also give you a warranty in most cases, depending on the age of the van. So let's come around here and have a look. Always look for any damaged panels at all, because those can be very expensive to replace and very hard to replace. And don't forget, if you're buying a Tourer from a foreign manufacturer, getting bits for the bodywork can be virtually impossible, especially on an older version. So you want to be looking at the windows, make sure they're not badly scratched. If they are, they can be cleaned up. I mean, that I can't really tell very much from here because it's a bit of a dull day. But everything should be in place. You need to find out if the lights are working if you're buying private, and also if you're buying private, what I would always say is, don't do it unless you really know what you're looking for. Now, the old Unicorn was actually equipped with Aldi heating, which was quite a good feature at the time. Again, look round the van for any knocks and dents, anything that's really looking that could be costing on a repair. Look out for any sealant, any poor repair work. That's what you've got to look for. As I say, stuff fades in time, that's inevitable. Also, ask for as much information as you can about the van from the seller, i.e. here, the dealer. Now, I'm at Preston Caravans and Motorhomes, just outside of Kirkham, and I know the salesman here pretty well, and they're pretty good at telling you who's the van's, you know, how long the van's been in, who's had it beforehand, why it was possibly even sold. But they scrutinise these vans obviously before they go out and make sure that everything's A-OK. But get as much information, so servicing, Any repair damage. Also get to find out if it's been done properly and correctly. So we've had a look on the outside, tyres, make sure the running gear is fine. Again, a dealer will check that the pads in the hitch stabiliser are all okay, or if they need replacing, they'll replace them. On this it's got ATC as well, which is traction control, which also helps stability when you're towing the caravan. So this is all starting off a bit serious, but anyway, let's go inside the Caravan. It's a typical 2-berth and washroom layout, and let's go and see what things you must look out for. Right, now we're inside, and on first impressions this van's not in bad order. It looks clean, and it looks like it's been well cared for over the years. Now we'll start off in this lounge area because I'll tell you sort of things to look out for. And one of the main things is seating, because obviously you're going to be sat on there, and if seating has got really well worn, i.e. it's lost its support, you know, you're going to be sort of finding it's not going to be as comfortable as you actually wished it was going to be. You've got to remember that they do take quite a bit of stick, depending again how many times it's been used. Right, well, I've just sat down on it, and the seating actually is really good. There seems to be plenty of support, so maybe people who have used this have not used it quite as much over the years, or they've used it very well. Now the other thing is this has got scatter cushions in, and you know they're okay and everything, but look, there's a stain on there, so look out for stains. The same on the upholstery as well, because if it's a stain that's might be a bit hard to get out. So again, if there is any stains, you need to ask the dealer if they can sort that out for you. On the Unicorn bolster cushions, say Aldi heating on it. There's also an alarm. Do check the alarm's working, but again, the dealer will sort that out for you. What else to look for? Right, well, mainly damp and anything that's looking untoward, any sort of nasty smells. There isn't anything in this at all. It's looking actually pretty good. Right, so the seating's okay, cushions are okay, few little stains on there, nothing too much, but you know, maybe you can wash those out, I don't know. Main thing is to check the, as I say, the stains on the actual seating itself. Moving over into the kitchen area, a good indication to find out how much a van's being used is by the hob. If the burners look pretty well used, that's usually the case. Also, the sink scratched. Now Bailey at that time fitted a really good sized sink in these, and also everything's sort of stainless steel, so nothing marks up too much. So on the enamelled type of hobs, you can find the enamel coming off and them rusting. As I say, everything really relies down on the dealer whether the ovens are working, so you've not to worry too much about that. Again, if you're buying private, then yes, I'd get the owner to demonstrate the heating, the lighting, everything that basically could cost you money to repair later on. You need to make sure it's all working correctly. In the Unicorn, it came with spark ignition. Didn't come with dual fuel hob on there at all. Came with a Dometic fridge. Also it came with a good LED lighting down there, and several plug sockets in as well, and the microwave. Now the microwave, for those with them trainer, may look like it's been retrofitted, but no, that's how they fitted them on this particular model. Again, this is something that your dealer will check. The microwave is all working and the electrics are all safe. Just check out for anything though that people have retrofitted themselves. Again, private sale. If you're not careful, you'll pick something up that someone's done. They've done their own bit of electrical things, and then it could be downright dangerous if you're not careful. Someone just shut the door on me. Also, the good thing is to also look out for delaminating floors. Now, you don't seem to come across that so much these days as you used to in older vans. I mean, I've gone in hundreds and hundreds of used Tourers, and I do a lot for, as you know, I do a regular feature each month, Practical Caravan used buys, which we concentrate on a particular make of van and model year. So for more detailed information on things like particular vans, you look at the Practical Caravan website under my name, and you'll come up with all the used vans I've been doing over the last 5 or 6 years. I think it comes up with, I'm not quite sure, but anyway, there might be a van there that you're looking at that I tell you what to look out for. So again, couples van, 2-berth and washroom. Now, if you're going to use a site where there's lots of facilities, personally, and then washroom isn't a lot of, I won't say lots of use to you. It obviously is, because what we used to do was we used to put a lot of stuff in storage in here. On Bailey's, they do have particularly a very good large end washroom on their vans, and this is no exception. Now, I've just come in here, and it does, there's a bit of a smell of, it just smells a little bit damp. Now, I'm sure it's okay, but on Bailey's in particular, you did have to watch out for floors that are rotten, and I've no doubt this will have been checked, but it just has a little bit of a sort of slight damp smell about it for some reason, but maybe it's just because it's been stood. Make sure all the locks and push buttons work okay, of course. The shower looks okay. Again, everything will be checked to make sure it's working, and also check that the loose fit carpet, oops, sorry about that, the loose fit carpet is in good order too. Now, there's a bit of a creak in this floor. It could be just one of those things, the way the van is been put, has been laid up, as it were, but it is quite a squeak there. But so if that's the case, just ask the salesman and just ask him to come and have a look and see what he thinks, and you might get a guy in from the engineer, from the service department, to have checked that out and give you a little bit more ease of mind to say that that's just something that's not a major problem. It's just the way the van is up, because some vans do have a slight creaky floor, but there's no sponginess in the floor, everything's fine on that. But as I say, if you're looking for a 2-berth van, then the hand wash, that floor's actually doing a bit more creaking for some reason. I didn't notice it when I came in. I think it just be just the way the legs are wound, I don't know. But I think I'd want that looking at anyway. What was I saying? Yes. So, couples van. If there's 2 of you, you don't want a big fixed bed at all, because let's face it, fixed beds do take a lot of the caravan interior up. And as I say, a lot of people who go buying the first Tourer, they see the fixed bed, oh, this is fantastic, all this, that and the other, and then find out, well, actually, it takes lots of room up. We don't really want the fixed bed. We'd rather have a big lot and washroom, etc., and a large front lounge. But anyway, if you're a family, of course, a 2-berth with an end washroom ain't going to be much good to you. So you're going to be looking then for a family van. So let's find, if I can find a let's see if we can find a family van. And I did spot a 6-berth Ettles there. Now, it was still an Ettles, which is obviously made by Swift Group, and it's a 2017 model, so it should be all pretty much ship shape. But the thing is, when you're looking at vans, as I say, keep an eye on that budget. Also, keep an eye on the weights. You know, I come across a lot of people on the forecourt, and they're looking at vans and go, we love it. Well, you can't tow. Oh, I can't tow it. Well, don't waste your time looking at it. Something you can't have, or you've got to start messing around changing the car. So consequently, really, if you're after a 6-berth van, this Ettles next door but one could be the answer. Now the other thing is you got to remember is 6 berth vans on the used market are pretty slim on the ground, and they do get snapped up pretty quickly because they've always got fixed beds in. And even though a lot of them are 6 berths, a lot of people, families of 5, and they just have that extra berth in case you bring one of the kids' friends along. But anyway, having said that, we'll have a look at that shortly. This Seville at 5 short of 10 grand seems pretty good, in pretty good order. As I say, that floor at the back just seemed a little bit creaky, but I'm sure somebody will get that sorted. I'm sure it's nothing major. And I'd say another thing what I did like about this, and you don't get them now, and it's the same on my Ranger, you get the big hikey roof vent, which if you notice a lot of those have disappeared. They tend to put the smaller ones in, which I think is a bit naughty, but probably a little bit cheaper as well. But I don't think, you can't beat the big full size one. It does let a lot of light in. So this for a 2 berth for a couple, at 5 short of 10 grand. Yes, the exterior is looking very, very dated, there's no doubt about it. But inside you've got your microwave, you've got Aldi heating, you've got an alarm, you've got TV aerial. Really, it's a decent spec Tourer, and as a first Caravan for 10 grand, it's not bad. Yes, it's faded here, it's faded there, but if it's pretty much solid and sound, and you're a couple, and it's spacious, and the seating's good, this could be up your alley. Right, let's go and have a look at a few I say a few 6 berths, a 6 berth, because they just ain't got the stock.